Okay, and welcome to another Axel X Gaming video. I'm showing you Guild Wars 2 today, and I'm going to talk about skills and traits, weapon skills, slot skills, and traits for your characters. Now, I obviously play a warrior. That's my main tune. I've got a level 80, and I like to use two-handed swords. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain how the different skills kind of work. So first, I'm going to start with weapon skills. It's very basic. But it's one of the really cool things that are part of this game. It's one of the things that they've put in that really allows you a lot of flexibility. And that's what really I'm going to talk about in this video is the amount of flexibility that you have really to play your game. All right, so starting off, weapon skills. Now, how the weapon skills work, certainly as a melee character, and it's the same as a caster, or a ranged, I should say. Depending on the weapon that you have equipped, depends on the skills that you're able to use. It's not like some other games where if you have a sword, you have a general move, and it really doesn't matter the weapon that you have in hand, you still do that move. It's not like that in Guild Wars 2, where basically the skills that you have for, say, a sword are very different than they're going to be for an axe. You saw that in Guild Wars 1. It's basically like that in Guild Wars 2, but with a little twist. The twist is the offhand side. All right, so if I have a sword in my main hand, these are the three skills that I'm going to have. If I have a sword in my offhand, these are the two skills that I'm going to have. If I have a sword in both my main hand and offhand, I will have all 5 skills. Now, if I have a sword in my main hand, I will have these 3. But if I have an axe in my offhand, I'm going to have these 2 skills. Now, these 2 skills are very different than the main hand skills of an axe. Again, it's just one of the neat little things that you can really kind of customize how you play your character based on the weapon skills. Now, personally, I play with a two-handed sword. I prefer two-handed sword just because it's just the way I like to play the game. The skills that it uses, it fits my play style. It's the nice thing about using a two-handed sword is you can kind of you run in, you can do some damage, you stagger them, and you can kind of run out, then you can run in again. There's a lot of kind of, I don't say bobbing and weaving, but at the same time, it also gives you the option of standing there and just hacking away. And I like that kind of play style. So basically, if you have a two-handed weapon, you're going to have 5 skills across the board. You're not going to have 3 and then 2 because obviously there's no offhand. You're using 2 hands. Now, how you unlock your skills, it's really simple. You're going to start with 1 skill, and then as you kill enemies, that's going to level up, and you're going to earn the 2nd skill, and then the 3rd and the 4th and the 5th, just based on the number of enemies that you've killed. So pretty much just use the weapon over and over and over again, and you're going to level it up. So as you can see, like my mace, I never used a mace as a main hand. I only used it as an offhand. So I got my both offhands, but I haven't got my main hand. So that was, I think, when I was early off. And look, Warhorn can never be a main hand. Same with the shield. So you only have offhand skills. Now for underwater, there are only two-handed weapons. So you have your spear and your harpoon, and again, 5 skills. All right, so those are weapon skills. Now slot skills. Slot skills are the points that you're going to earn towards the different abilities. So we mentioned the 5 skills. Well, if you look at your bar, you obviously have more than 5. So there's my weapon skills. And these ones here, these are my slot skills. Now, you're going to earn these points basically in 3 different ways. One is by leveling up. You're going to level up just like you normally would, level 1 to level 80. You gain a skill point and a trait point for every level. You get trait points starting at level 10. And the other way is, if you look at your map here, is skill challenges. Now the skill challenges you've seen all over the place. There's little blue arrows. Usually you have to kill a mob, or you have to, just click on an item and hold it for a few seconds. That's basically how you get skill points. And sorry, the third way is when you hit level 80. And when you hit level 80, you will still have an experience bar. Now you still will gain experience, and instead of getting a trait skill, you will always get a skill point. So I know a question you're probably going to ask is, well, I have all my skills purchased, like I do right here. What is the point of gaining skill points after you purchase all your skills? Well, at level 80, there are some items that you can buy that will cost skill points. Now, those are used for crafting, and really the big thing is it's one of the items that you need if you want to create a legendary weapon. It costs 200 skill points, and it's one of the components that you need. One of many, many, many components that you need. But the only way to get that component is have 200 skill points, and that's basically what I'm saving up for. So I purchased all my skill points, all my skills, just to say. You don't have to, but I certainly recommend it, especially if you're going to do PvE and PvP. You know, some of these skills are PvE skills, in my opinion, and others are really more about PvP skills. So it's kind of good to just have them for the flexibility. You know, different encounters that you're going to have, different events that are going to happen. You know, I would certainly recommend it. It's you know, you're going to come across more than enough skill points, so you know, just buy them. That's at least what I did and what I'd recommend for people. All right, now the next one is traits. Now traits are kind of neat. They're a little bit different for every class, but they're more or less the same how they operate. So you basically have 5 different traits, and they're the 5 major traits that you have in the game. So you have power, precision, toughness, vitality, and critical damage, but each thing will affect 2. So look, I got power and condition duration, precision and condition damage, toughness and healing, vitality and boon duration, and critical damage and burst damage. Now, you're going to have 70 points, trait points, to spend if you level to level 80, because you get them at level 10, and you basically spend them however way you want. Now, this is kind of where some of the debate gets in, is some will say there really isn't a right or wrong way of doing this, and I personally believe that, because it's really based on your playing style. Again, this isn't like WoW, where there's a cookie cutter way of playing a Fury Warrior or an Assassin Rogue or sorry, Assassinate, whatever. You know, there isn't really a cookie cutter way of doing it. It really depends on your play style. It depends on the weapons that you choose. I've literally seen dozens of different ways of people spending their points because of the way they want to play the game, and you know, they're successful with the way they play the game. You know, they're effective in what they're doing. So how I've done it is I've gone 30, 30, and 10. Really, I could go 20, 20, and whatever, but the advantage of putting 30 is obviously this. So for every 5, 15, 25, you are going to gain a skill that you can't change. This is something you're going to get. You can't change it if you put it in this tree. But on the 10, the 20, and 30, this is where you have a little bit of flexibility. So in the first tier, you're going to have 5 skills to choose from, and they do different things. It just depends on, again, what you want to do. Some of them are obvious, you know, certainly more obvious than others of what you'd use. And then the next one, you're going to have some more skills unlock. And then on the last one, you're going to have even more, so you have full flexibility. All right, so again, depending on the weapons, depending on your play style, you know, what you want to do. You know what, this girl has walked by about 8 times, same with that one. Must be on yeah, they're on a loop. Go citizen. Anyway, again, your play style will determine how you spend your points. Don't let people tell you how to spend your points. In my opinion, there's no right or wrong. It depends on your playstyle. Yes, there are some obvious ones of how you should, you know, pretty much everybody should have something in power, but when it comes to these skills, it really depends on your playstyle. So I've seen some people argue tooth and nail of, oh, this is how you do it, this is how you do it, and then we'd go into a dungeon, and you know, people would perform completely differently just based on the skills that they had. And you know, it's about survivability in this game. It's about being effective, and how you spend your trait points is really up to you. So basically that's it. That's all I'm going to show you for today. This is Guild Wars 2 skills and traits. We got weapon skills, slot skills, and traits. That is it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my other videos. There's definitely going to be more coming all the time. If there's something that you'd like to see, you know, shoot me off an email or put a comment below, and I'll definitely get back to you and you know, see if we can make some more of these. Thanks.